Esteemed President of Israel, Isaac Herzog, and his wife, Michal, John and Rachel Goldberg-Polin, distinguished ambassadors, honorary consuls, military attachés, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to begin by thanking the President and his wife for hosting this annual occasion. This is also an opportunity to thank the President for his contribution to Israel's foreign relations and for our fruitful cooperation. Thank you, Mr. President, but don't continue to reveal all the secrets. I thank all the ambassadors and representatives for honoring us with your presence on our Independence Day. The wildfires are raging not far from here. Yesterday I held a series of phone calls with the foreign ministers of so many countries. Other countries also reached out on their own initiative to offer help. I thank the many countries for their good spirit of solidarity and willingness to provide support. Israel is used to assisting countries in times of need, during natural or other disasters. We don't take political or diplomatic considerations into account. This is our values, the values that Israel was founded upon. We are deeply grateful to the countries that immediately stepped up to help us face this large fire, and a lot of ambassadors here helped with that. Thank you all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating 77 years of Israel's independence. 77 years to the miracle. A miracle unlike any other in the history of nations. The restoring of our sovereignty in our ancient homeland after 2,000 years of exile. Israel has reached great achievements. It has done so while constantly fighting for its survival. These achievements were made with a sword in one hand. In 1948, Israel had only 800,000 residents. Today, Israel's population is 10.1 million. We absorbed 3.5 million immigrants, olim, in our small country. Almost half of the world's Jews live in Israel today. Within a short time, most of the Jewish people will live here in the land of Israel, for the first time since the destruction of the Second Temple. This is the unbelievable shift in Jewish history. It was created by the Zionist movement and the State of Israel. The basic turning point that made these achievements possible was the renewal of our ability to defend ourselves. Our nation is one of the world's most ancient nations. It should have been one of the largest nations on earth today. But we went through 2,000 years of exile without the ability to defend ourselves. It brought upon us a history of persecution, murder, and attempts to annihilate us. The Holocaust, though unique in its scope and its evil, was part of this historical sequence of a defenseless and helpless nation, cut off from its historic homeland. Our existence depends on firmly upholding our right and duty to defend ourselves and obtaining the necessary means to carry it out. It was Prime Minister Golda Meir who spoke a simple and harsh truth. Our neighbors can afford to lose many wars and remain alive. But we cannot afford to lose a single war, because if we lose one war, that's the end. So, ladies and gentlemen, understand how sensitive we are to any attempt to harm our right to defend ourselves, with restrictions on the sale of arms that we need for our defense, with legal warfare against us through the so-called international courts, and with political attacks that seek to weaken us in our fight against the radical axis of evil. Its ideology and its practical goal is the elimination of Israel. The Jewish people will never again lay down their weapons. These arms are the open secret of our survival in the cruel reality of this region. We, the Jewish people, know what it is to be a minority. The Middle East is a tough region for minorities. I call on the international community to fulfill its role in protecting the minorities in Syria, especially the Druze, from the regime and its gangs of terror. And not to turn a blind eye to the tough events taking place there over the recent months. The international community and each and every nation must decide which side they stand on in this historic battle, on the side of Israel or on the side of the axis that seeks its annihilation. Neutrality or balanced approach between the sides is a moral and diplomatic distortion. The attempt to undermine our right to this land is especially absurd, historically and morally. No nation on earth has a greater right to its land than the Jewish people have to our historic homeland. The Roman Emperor Hadrian destroyed Jerusalem. He built Ilia Capitolina on its ruins in the year 130. Who today remembers Ilia Capitolina? Everyone knows Jerusalem as the eternal capital of the Jewish people. No one in the past had the power to break the bond between the Jewish people and Jerusalem and our ancient land. No one will have the power in the future either. We thank God for granting us the right to live in our land as a sovereign, independent, free and proud nation. We thank our forefathers, the founders of the state and the Zionist movement. They restored to us, the dissidents of the Maccabees, the right to defend ourselves, by ourselves. We are determined never to let go of what we have received. We are determined to defeat our enemies and to bring home all of our hostages. Happy Independence Day, Yom Ha'atzmaut Sameach.